everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J here with another review rewind, and this is actually my second one that I've done on my channel, but I actually want to make this into a very regular series here where I follow up with you guys on products that I've tried before and I want to try them again. Some of the products I loved, some of them I didn't really like, but in this video I'm giving everything a second chance on camera. A lot of these products I've played with them several times off camera, but I'm ready to come back on and share my thoughts with you guys and show them to you all a second time in a video. So I have a large array of things that I used on my face today. Some of the things are newer, some of the things are a little bit throwback, but it's a way for me to play with makeup that I haven't used in a while and to revisit products that I used recently, but I may have used it in a different way. No particular order, I'm going to show you all the products that I'm going to be using in this review rewind. So the first product that I'm rewinding it back and using again is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Powder. I have the color Banana and I wanted to give it another shot with a different concealer so that way you all can see my updated thoughts on it. Next is the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette. I actually reviewed this not too long ago and loved it, but I just wanted to try it again with another look, so we're using it. Next is the Juvia's Place Nubian 2 palette, which I have not used on my channel in years, so I wanted to dip into this one and play again. I dibbled and dabbled in the Benefit Cheerleaders Bronze palette again. On my face, I used the Tarte Face Tape Foundation again. For my concealer, I used the YSL Touche Éclat High Coverage Concealer, and I have a new color. I have the color 2.5 as well as the color 4.5. And of course, I wanted to try out this mascara again with an actual full out eye look. This is the McGrath mascara. And for lips, I have two Tom Ford products. I have a lip sculptor and I have a lip lacquer Luxe. So here's the look that I came up with. I want to go ahead and jump into that. I have individual videos on pretty much all of these things. If I don't have an individual video, I showcase the products in another video. But I've talked about all of these things on my channel before. I will have all the links to the videos where these products are included in them down in the description box. Here's the look that I created today. Let's go ahead and jump into that tutorial. I'm excited to show you all everything and I hope that you all enjoy. So I am going to go in with the Tarte Face Tape Foundation. So I am going to take one pump of this foundation, that's it. I'm going to apply it with my Kelsee sponge. So I like to get the foundation pretty even on the sponge's booty and then pounce it all over. So if you guys watched my initial review, you all saw that this foundation is very full coverage. But I used less product and this sponge kind of absorbs it a little bit more. So I want less coverage this go round. Okay, so I definitely think less is better when it comes to this foundation. I think this looks a lot more natural than it did when I initially did my review. When I did my review, I put 2 pumps all over my face and that's just too much coverage. So now let's move on to concealer. I'm going to go in with the YSL Touche Éclat High Cover Concealer and I have 2 of them. I have the color 4.5, which is what I did in my Battle of the Concealer video. I have the color 2.5, which was given to me by Mel because she said it's too dark for her. I'm going to see if it works for me. I'm going to mix them. So let's click up some 4 first. The 4 pretty much is my complexion color. Now I'm going to apply some 2 in here. This is so orange. Yeah, that's kind of orangey. I'm going to go ahead and apply this on the opposite side with my sponge. Let's blend this out. I still feel like it blends out really smoothly. I just don't think it gives a lot of coverage. It blends out smoothly, but what coverage though? And this is crazy that this is 2.5. because I would say this is my right color, but the undertone is really orange. But as you guys see, I just have to go in with so much of it to get the amount of coverage that I want. Medium to high coverage. This is not your concealer. Don't let that name trick you. It is not really full coverage. It's full coverage for YSL. 2 different things. So to set this, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty powder. I have the color Banana. I already have a good amount here. I'm just going to go in with my sponge on the opposite side where I applied the concealer and press this powder in to set that under eye. Okay. So I'm going to set all of this with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, something that I always use. So I'm going to move on from my complexion right now and focus on the eyes. I'm going to take the Nubian 2 palette by Juvia's Place. And I have not used this palette on my channel since the initial review that I did, which was probably 2 years ago. So I am going to take a Smith 232 brush in the color Madagascar. I am going to apply this above my crease as my transition color. So I'm going to apply this color a little bit more concentrated directly in the crease. And then continue to still diffuse it upwards. Now I'm going to take a Sonia G Crease Pro brush in the color Kenya. I'm going to apply this very concentrated in the crease. I am not going to blend this color upwards. This is just going to be a crease definer for me. Now I'm going to take the same brush in the color Layla. With this color, I'm going to lay it on the flat side of that brush and begin to tap it on the very outer corner and then work it up towards the crease. So I'm applying it almost in a C motion and depositing that color, and then I'm going to go over with more and build this color up on the outer corner. Now I'm going to dip into the Sonia G Builder Pro in the color Yaa. This brush picked up a lot of that product. I think this is enough for pretty much both of my eyes. So I'm just going to tap this here. Same brush, and I'm going to take Sheba, and let's apply this color more so towards the inside of the lid. It definitely is going to go on the majority of whatever I have left open. Now I'm going to take a Royal Inlay Nickel BOM 50 brush in the color Nairobi. I'm going to pop this on the very inner corner. And I'm going to take that same color and put it on the lower inner corner as well. Same brush, and I'm going to go back with Madagascar. Take this on the majority of the rest of the lower lash line. And then take Kenya. And then Kenya is going to go on the rest and connect to the top. Okay, now let's see about this Pat McGrath mascara again. I'm going to try it. I've had this for a little while now. It's giving me a little bit of length. So I'm 2 coats in and it looks okay. Okay, so I have volume. I don't have a lot of length, but I have the volume. So now let's move back to the face because I need to be bronzed. So I'm going to go back into the Benefit Cheerleaders Bronze Squad palette. I want to start out with the original Hoola bronzer. This is my Tom Ford bronzer brush. And I am going to bronze my face up with this first. And then I'm going to go in with Hoola Caramel. I'm going to go back in with the Fenty powder. Clean this up because I think I just put a touch too much. But in the meantime and in between time, let's highlight and blush. I'm going to go back with the Natasha Denona Bloom palette. Going in with a Delium 944 brush, I'm going to take the Glow Extreme Highlighter and very carefully apply this. With the lightest tan, I'm going to take the Esom X52 brush and the cream blush and lightly feather that on my cheeks. But I want to go back with a little bit more of this highlighter and really solidify that highlight. I'm going to take a little bit of my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish because this Fenty is stubborn. So let's apply some lips. I'm going to go in first with a Tom Ford Lip Sculptor. This is in the color 04 Extort. Lastly, I'm going to retry the Tom Ford Lip Lacquer Luxe in the color Soft Core. Okay. I still don't really like the color. The lip liner really softens it and makes it a little bit more wearable for me. But the color just overall just doesn't really tickle my fancy, but it goes with the look. So I'll allow it. Now I'm going to do a mini wear test of 4 hours, which is half of my usual 8-hour wear test time. I've done reviews on pretty much every product that I've used in this video. So if you want to see the full blown review, I will have all of them linked down below. But I just want to see how everything wears in the follow-up. So I will check in every hour on the hour and let you guys see the progression of how these products are working. So stay tuned. So it's my 1 hour check-in and I think that everything still looks pretty good. I think my foundation looks good. I think that my eyeshadow and blush, everything is still popping. The only thing that's really disappeared are my lips. I did eat a little snack and drink water, so that's to account for that, but everything else is looking really good. I feel dewy and I feel cute. I do think my under eye looks a little bit dry, but the overall picture looks good. So I'll check back in another hour and update you all on my findings. So I'm back from my 2 hour check-in and I had to change shirts because I got really hot because I'm doing stuff around the house. You all know when you're doing stuff around the house, a sweater just ain't it. But I'm ready to give you guys some updates on my makeup. So foundation I think looks good. It's wearing very well. I definitely think that less is more with it. Bronzer still looks good. My blush and my highlight still look banging. My eyeshadow looks good. Nothing is faded. My mascara is flaking though. It is all over my cheeks. I keep having to dust it away. A little bit of it got in my eyes. So I am not feeling this mascara again. And my under eye concealer and powder, all that looks extremely dry. I think the concealer looks dry and the powder definitely did not help it. So the lips were gone an hour ago. I have little remnants of something left there. I probably am not going to reapply it just because I'm just in the house. That's not my favorite lip product that Tom Ford has done for sure. I still like my lip liner though. But I have 2 more hours with this makeup on and I'll come back and let you guys know my thoughts on it in a few. But this is the update for now. I'm going to zoom in and let you guys see that flaking of the mascara. Okay, so I think you all can see some of the flakes on my face, but you can also see how little coverage I have of my concealer and how dry it is on top of it not delivering a lot of coverage. You guys can see it's just dry in here. It looks dark in here. Granted, that's what my face looks like, but that's why I apply concealer, because I don't want to see it. I am really sorry if the camera angle has changed. Every time I've come back, I cleaned off the table a few times and I had to readjust my camera. So sorry. I think that my foundation is holding up okay. I think that I have good coverage. It's very long wearing. And again, like the first time, I feel like the wear is even. From here to here, I feel like I have the same glow. My under eye area still looks really dry with the concealer and the powder. My mascara is still flaking off. So I'll check back in the next hour and tell you all my final thoughts on everything. That'll be 4 full hours. So I'll check you then. So you all are in for a little bit of a treat because I actually have had this makeup on for longer than 4 hours. It's been like 6 hours at this point. I just got really busy. I'm ready to come back and give you guys my final thoughts and let you all know my thoughts on everything. I'm grabbing randomly too. So first things first, let's talk about these lip products. I adore this lip sculptor. This is the only color that I really felt like I would use all the time. There's a lot of colors that they launched with the lip sculptors, but I just grabbed this one and I'm happy with this one. I don't feel like it's anything that's revolutionary, but I was just happy to see Tom Ford have lip liners, so I enjoy this and I do use it regularly. But this, I really don't like this. I don't like this color. I like the way the formulation feels. It feels very nice and thick and just overall looks like a lacquer. But I don't like this color. So I'm not going to continue to torture myself using it. I'm going to give it to my mom. She may like it, but on me, it's too peachy. Pass on that. These concealers, I don't think that they're horrible, but they are not concealers that I prefer. I feel like these concealers are very dry. I feel like they don't give you enough coverage, and I overall just don't like that. And so if something is going to be dry like this, it needs to be full coverage because something drying down and not covering your imperfections is tragic. So I'm not here for these concealers. They are not the worst, but they are far from the best. And same thing with this powder. I think it's way too dry. Whenever I put it on my face, it automatically absorbs every morsel of any shine that I have on my face, and I don't mean that in a good way. So I have combination skin, so right in here I get oily, but this powder just over dries it out. It makes me look dehydrated. It gives me dry patches that I don't otherwise have, so I'm not a fan of that. I've tried it so many times with different concealers and every time I get the same results. So this powder is a pass for me as well. The Bloom palette, 2 words for Natasha: killed it. 2 more words: murdered it. 3 words: she did that. I love this palette. I feel like it's so pretty. It lasts so well. As you all can see, it's still prominent on the cheeks. A little bit goes a long way. This palette is very beautiful and it's unique. I love it. I love the results that I get using it. I feel like it's something that's just a breath of fresh air. This mascara is a fail. I've tried it several times. Every single time it just flakes. I don't like that. And then the first time I used it, it smudged underneath. I think today my concealer and under eye area is so dry that it didn't have the opportunity to smudge if it wanted to. It gave me a little bit of length, but not really. It gave me more volume, but really what it gave me the most was clumping. Mother Pat, I love you. You know I love Pat McGrath. You all know I buy pretty much everything she launches. No hesitation, and she kills it. But for me, this formula does not work. And it may not be the same experience for everybody. A lot of people tell me in the comment section they love that mascara. But for me, my body chemistry, my lashes, it's not popping. Sorry, not sorry. Love you. Don't love that mascara. This was a good little throwback. I like this palette. My only thing about this palette is that it has fallout. So do your eye makeup first and then clean up underneath your eye area because you are going to have fallout. But these colors are pigmented. They're just a little bit chunky. They're not super finely milled to where they almost feel like a powder gel. It's not like that. These are traditional powders. But the amount of pigmentation that you get from it, it really packs a punch. I like it, but just know that you are going to get fallout. So if you're a person who's like, oh my god, I hate this, and you don't want it all over your face, do your eyes first. But this palette is really pretty. Now, like I said in my initial review of it, it's not going to work for everybody. It's a light palette. If you are just getting it for that bronzer, the caramel bronzer, you can get that solo dolo. You do not have to have this entire palette. This palette is a better value though because you get so many more products. But I love the formulation of these products. I feel like Benefit does this very well. Their cheek products are some of their biggest selling products and I feel like they have done it well. I just want to see them do a deeper variation of a palette, something that's going to work for somebody with a richer complexion. But besides the colors being lighter and this being called the bronze palette, this is a pretty palette. I love that bronzer. I feel like when I hit pan on it in this palette, which inevitably I'm going to because I love it, I'm going to purchase it in the individual container because I think it's super pretty. But the last thing that I want to talk about is the Tarte Face Tape Foundation, and I like the way it looks. I feel like it's a good foundation. It wears very well. The only thing, like I said in my initial review, this color is just off, but it's not as noticeable as you all may be able to tell in this video because I used way less products. And in doing that, you can't tell that there's such a big difference between the color on my face and the color on my body. This color is very golden, very olive, just like the description says it is. But the next color is too neutral and it's too dark. So there's not really anything in between. I feel like this color would be better for me if it had a little bit more of a golden neutral undertone. I feel like for the best color match, I would have to use this color and the next darkest color. And oh my goodness, you all know if I don't have to mix, I am not going to mix. I don't feel like this foundation is necessarily worth it for me to mix it. But I like it though. But I don't know if I like it to buy it twice. But I think it's pretty. It wears very well. It's a very full coverage foundation. You got to be real careful with it because you can go from A to Z real quick. Like 2 pumps is a lot. It's a bit much. So as long as you keep that hand light, you might think this foundation is right. That's everything that I tried. I just wanted to follow up with you all on my thoughts on everything. Let me know what you all think about the products that I tried in this video. What do you want to see me use in the next review rewind? Because this series has an endless amount of possibilities. With all the makeup that comes out, we can have a channel based on review rewinds alone. So it's hard to keep up. So I love this series for just coming back, throwing it back. It doesn't have to be anything super new. It could be something very old. Just let me know what you would like to see. And I will keep my eyes peeled on those comments. And I will talk to you all in my very next video. Smooches. Bye.